when we talk about offensive line, we're concerned about Holly Pulley Big V, Vaitai, and Jason Peters. But I thought I'd get a guy that knows all about the offensive line and catch him on the NFL Network. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room, Brian Baldinger. What's up, Baldy?
Good morning, Billy. How you doing, man? How are you?
I'll tell you what, Brian. I needed to get you on because everybody's all panic. I mean, you were in the trenches. And you have a hand to prove it, fingers to prove it. But you were in the trenches. Now, Baldy, a lot of people are concerned with the lackluster performance of Big V and the concern that Jason Peters, we haven't even seen him. What do you make of this, Baldy?
Well, I mean, the Eagles won a Super Bowl with Big V. He went up against the number one defense against the Minnesota Vikings and was a dominant player that day. Played well in the Super Bowl game where the Eagles, didn't punted one time the entire day. So he's got a pretty good resume. Now, he's going up against an elite player, Myles Garrett, who's healthy. He's going to make a lot of people look bad. Look, he had 3 bad plays in the game. It looks like it's just a mess. But what makes it look bad is that it compounds off a poor performance from the week before. Now, that all could go away if Jason Peters comes back and he can play at the level that he was before he got hurt against the Redskins on Monday night. So it may just be a moot point at this juncture right now. You put Jason Peters in there; he's the best run-blocking offensive lineman in the league. The entire team can change if he can play at or near the level that he was before he got hurt.
Well, Baldy, all right. So you're telling my brother Bobby and I here not to get too excited, not to get too upset. I mean, he's come out and he said he wasn't ready. My brother's a pilot. If he doesn't, right, Bobby?
Well, yeah, I said. I mean, I can't. I gotta. If I crash the plane, I wasn't ready. I gotta make the play. I gotta make it happen. I mean, I gotta be ready for it. You're a professional. He's a professional.
We love his honesty, but there's a little concern that he 2 games in a row. I mean, he's protecting the backside, the blind side of our quarterback Foles and maybe Wentz if he gets in.
These comments don't fly, period. They just don't fly. I mean, you step across the white line. If you're not ready, then you're not a professional. I mean, You have to be ready. I don't want to hear any of this stuff about preseason. It's only preseason.
Right.
It's all important. It sure looks important to Tom Brady. It sure looks important right now to Adrian Peterson. It looks important to a lot of players. It looks important to Von Miller. I mean, I'm just watching people play around the league, and none of this preseason looks vanilla to me. It sure looked important to Eli Manning last night, the way that he looked. This is important. You step on the field, you're going up against Myles Garrett. He's trying to make a statement that he's deserving of being the number 1 pick in the draft last year, and he sure looked that part. Now, I don't know what's going on in practice, but I can guarantee you Jeff Stoutland doesn't coach players to not be ready. That is a great offensive line coach. You could tell by the development of Jordan Mailata. He is a great, great coach. That Jeff Stoutland hadn't slept well since Thursday night. I promise you that.
We're talking with Brian Baldinger. And Baldy, I'll tell you what, man, I really enjoy watching you, on your Twitter at Baldy NFL. You really break down the film, the footage, and really give a great explanation to people on Twitter about what they're watching, what they should look out for. Man, that's great work.
Well, I appreciate it, Bill. I just believe that it's a complicated game. And look, as good as Troy Aikman is and Joe Buck, they're great at what they do. You just can't see it all. And you can't describe it all. I mean, Troy basically has 12 seconds to make a statement after a play. You have to slow it down and comb it and go back through it to see what happened on these plays, play to play. And I think fans deserve better analysis, and I think they want better analysis. So I'm just trying to give them what all fans want.
Well, Baldy, you give it to the layman, the guy that the average fan that really doesn't know have the knowledge that you do. For you to take your time and explain it where you do, really makes sense. I really enjoy it. I think you do a great job with it, man.
Well, I appreciate it. I just did 3 hours of it this morning. Woke up early in New York today, drove down to NFL Films, and just got out of the filming. But I got my computer loaded for a flight to L.A. today. I watched 5 hours on the flight. I mean, it's kind of what I really enjoyed doing.
Baldy, who around the league has really impressed you in the short 3 preseason that we've had so far, 3 games, most teams? Who has really impressed you around the league, like offensive and defensive linemen? Who should we look out for?
Well, the Denver Broncos looked really good in Washington last night. Case Keenum played very well. They might have the best rookie class, starting with Bradley Chubb, Cortland Sutton, Royce Freeman, Josie Jewell. They've got a very good rookie class. I'm not going to say it's as good as what the Saints was a year ago with Lattimore and Kamara and that group, but they're going to be good. They may have 3 starters, maybe as many as 4 rookie starters on a team that if Case Keenum plays like he did last night, they're going to make some noise in this business. They didn't have any quarterback last year. Everything fell apart. But he sure played well last night. I mean, that's one. I think the Chargers' offense can be dynamic. You look at Seattle's rebuilt offensive line with the new offensive line coach and Mike Solari. They look for the first time in 2 or 3 years, they look like they could actually run block and they could actually protect the quarterback. And if they can make those type of improvements offensively, that they'll be a player in the NFC West. I mean, those things just jump out at me right away, just watching tape this morning.
Now we're talking with Brian Baldinger from NFL Films, former Eagles offensive lineman. Let's get back to the Eagles real quick. Defensively, Baldy, is the Eagles defense, because my brother and Bobby were having a little bit of a debate about how well they played on Thursday night, but is this defensive unit better than last year's unit?
Yes.
On paper they look good, but I mean they got to come out and do it.
On paper. Of course they do. You know, I mean, they were the number one defense in football last year, gave up the fewest rush yards in the league. They were 8 deep across the defensive line. They're going to cut 1 or 2 or 3 defensive linemen. They're going to end up playing on other teams. They were dominant against Cleveland. I mean, they hurt the one quarterback. The other quarterback looks like his neck got snapped in Baker Mayfield. I mean, they were just abusing the offensive line of Cleveland. I mean, it was just abuse. You know, they should be penalized for that. There should be some punishment for teams like that. I mean, they're good. They're really good. And, you know, you watch Sidney Jones and Dick Mill, they all want to tackle. They all, like, nobody shot, put their nose in there. Nobody turns up a business agreement in the hole. You know, Haloti Ngata was unblockable the other day. You know, it's just a good defense, and they played lights out good after all those turnovers that happened in the offense the other night. They gave up 3 points after all that.
Of course, that's a perfect segue about hitting and tackling. A lot's being made about the helmet rule and using the head and as a weapon and whatnot. And there weren't too many penalties in the game, in the Browns game. Or how about around the league, Baldy? How's it going with respect to the new
lowering the head? Yeah.
I just watched the first half of 4 games this morning, and I saw the penalty called once. It's been called 51 times in 33 games before this weekend. 51 times. It's 1.5 times a game. And then they came out and said that 12 of them shouldn't have been called. So if they enforce it, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I just don't. I mean, we're all talking about it, which is fine. We were talking about it. I've been in 2 seminars this summer with the NFL. With the NFL Network and at Fox Sports, with Al Riveron and the whole officiating crew. And it was a big deal in those meetings. It's a big talking point. Is it going to decide games? Penalties can decide games. I mean, it just does. I mean, but if you allow penalties to decide games, then they do. If you just move on and play better the way you're supposed to play, sometimes you can overcome all that stuff. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. It's a point of emphasis. We're trying to make the game safer. It's important for 10-year-old kids and their parents to realize this game is being played safer. The players are bigger, stronger, faster, Billy.
Yeah.
But let's emphasize this, and then let's go into business.
All right, Baldy. Last football question for you. A lot of new rookie quarterbacks into the league that are infusing some energy that I'm excited about. Sam Darnold with the Jets, Baker Mayfield with the Browns, Josh Allen with the Bills, Lamar Jackson with the Ravens, and then Josh Rosen with the Cards. This is a pretty exciting rookie quarterback class. I mean, you know, if you look back to '83, there were 6 guys that were drafted back then that made a lot of noise. I don't know. What do you think about this class?
Well, I'm not putting any of them in the Hall of Fame. I mean, the Hall of Fame was in the '83 class. But I'll say this: it's a good class, and I think 4 of the 5 will end up starting this year.
That's right.
I think Baker will eventually start in Cleveland. I think Josh Allen may start the season in Buffalo. Sam Darnold is going to start, and Josh Rosen looks more than capable of starting. So None of them look overdrafted, including Lamar Jackson. You got to develop them. You got to work with them. He's not going to just shake this, this impulse of his to just take off and run and just be the best athlete in the field. It's not going to happen in one preseason. It's going to take some time, but he's shown promise and playmaking ability, and the players like him, and he's a hard worker. But the first four I mentioned, all I think will start at some point this season. I think they're all going to help win games this year.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about these guys. All right, Baldy, you have a new product out that you've been using. We've been running your commercial. Explain to the people, and I know with all the traveling you do, I can't. I mean, you travel more than anybody I know. You have a new product that you're working with called ID Life. Tell us a little bit about ID Life.
ID Life stands for Individually Designed Life, Bill. And I simply could not do what I do without the products that I'm taking, which includes hydration. I never even believed in hydration before until I started taking this product 13 months ago. Energy, I stopped drinking coffee, Bill. And this stuff is not, there's no sugar in it. I'm telling you, I took it at 5 o'clock this morning, and I drove from New York to NFL Films. I watched 3 hours of tape, and I watched 5 hours on a plane. I'm just fine. They have sleep strips if you just are just too wired at the end of the night. Just need to sleep, all natural. Protein. I take a protein powder every morning. It dissolves like it's a milkshake. There's no chalk to it. It's to help build muscle with me. I mean, I'm just mentioning 4 of the 5 products. They've got a lean product, Bill, that you take early in the morning and at night. It helps burn body fat. They got, if you want to lose weight, they got a product called Slim Plus. It gives you energy. It gives you mental clarity, and it's burning fat as you're breathing every day. So it's these products. The products sell themselves. The company, you can go to sportsfan.idlife.com, and you can look at all the products. You can see all of the approval ratings, all the doctors that are behind it. The stuff is all made in the United States of America. We're headquartered out of Frisco, Texas. The president and CEO is Logan Stout, a 38-year-old billionaire. We got juice, like real juice with this company. And if you're not taking these products, you're not getting the best out of your body right now.
Well, I'm going to get together with our good buddy Frank Sisto, and we're going to I'm going to get signed up, and we're going to do a little experiment with me, because if it work on me, it'll work on anybody. And when I met with you, I guess I've got about a month or two ago, Brian, you cut it down, man. You're looking pretty good, man. Pretty swell.
I was on the beach yesterday, Bill. They didn't try to harpoon me, man. I mean, it's been a while since they didn't want to just put me up for dead on the beach like that. It felt good.
Oh, Baldy. Well, listen, man, we really enjoy catching you on the NFL Network. Of course, I really enjoy.
I'll be on tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow on Total Access from 7 to 8, and after the Cowboys game, and then I'll be on Monday from 7 to 8 on Total Access with Willie McGinnis and Amber Theo Harris. You don't want to miss it. I'm going to do some live illustrations. We're going to set TV forward 10 years. This is where the future's all going.
Well, you got the energy, you got the emotion. We love it, the passion. And I'll tell you what, check Brian Baldinger out at Baldy NFL, because he gives you all on Twitter, at Baldy NFL. You break down the film, you take your time with it, and I mean, you get a valuable lesson. Listen to Baldy doing it on Twitter. Baldy, thank you so much for calling, and we really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Billy. I'll talk to you soon, man. Be good. Enjoy the weekend.